Today our group is going to present on how interview sessions are conducted in real life. So we are going to have a few of actors. One of our group members is going to be the interviewer, and the other one is going to be the interviewee. So today we are going to explain on what are the common problems that interviewer make during the interview session. This is a very bad example of how to show up on your interview day. This is some of the common mistakes that are made by the interviewee when coming to the interview session. As you can see here, he's not wearing any tie, and the shirt are very crumpled and not straightened. And as you can see, he's not wearing any socks. And the hair and no tie. So this is a very bad example of how to show up at the interview. This particular section highlights about the interview on a table where it only focuses on the upper body section. So this is a very bad example of how to act in such interview. When you are having an interview session, it is not right to play with your pen, especially when there's the interviewer right in front of you. Your body language must sit up properly and not slouch. And you are not allowed to eat during interview, especially chewing gum. So this is a very bad example of how to conduct an interview session. Okay, now that you have seen the bad examples of how to show up in interviews, like the ethics are not properly cared of, this is a good example of how you can show up. As you can obviously see, his hair is all combed and very neat and tie. His shirt is very smart, it's been tucked in, and all clothes are very well ironed and very well prepared. This is the right way of how to communicate with your interviewer. As you can see previously, he's very playful with the pen, and he wasn't concentrating and he wasn't sitting properly. So this is a good example of how to communicate. This is a series of interviews relating to women, especially in Malaysia, where you have to wear scarf. So this is a bad example of how to show up on interview. As you can see, she is not properly dressed. She's not wearing any formal shoes or attire, and the shirt is not properly tucked in. So this is not a good example to show up at an interview. Okay, this is a very bad example of how to communicate with your interviewer during the interview session. As you can see, she wasn't paying attention to the interviewer. No. And she had a phone in her hand, which is not formal at all. This is not acceptable during interview session. And she wasn't, the way she sits was very slouching, and it's not good for your presentation review.
This is our good example that you can follow during interview sessions. That is our proper dress up. Okay, this scarf that wears by like baju kurung, and then use a formal shoes. This is a question, the proper interviewer, and the right way how to communicate during the interview session. This is the right way during the interview, you must sit properly, and the body language during the interview sessions.